What is going on, air signs? This is your girl Venus Archangel here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your daily love reading, guys. If you're unsure of your placements, go ahead and check the description box below. And guys, please remember that these readings may not resonate with everybody, and it's totally okay. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on in your love lives. See what's going on, what's happening. Oh, the Three of Pentacles wanted to come out, so there is planning for the future involved in the Four of Swords, as you see. Ace of Pentacles there. Interesting. So that is interesting because it sounds like somebody's planning for the future, but they still have to figure out what it is that, you know, either figure out what it is that they want regarding like taking time out to look within themselves, because the Four of Swords really just talks about reflection, healing, meditation, taking a break, taking a moment to relax, right? But it's about the Ace of Pentacles, something new, something that's like can lead to building a legacy. It's a potential of building something that's, you know, stable, long-term, tangible, right, in a way. And let's go ahead and take a look at your love lives, air signs. What's happening? What's happening? Whoa, okay. Well then, the relationship is stressful. The relationship is stressful. It's causing some sleepless nights. And I think it's because, well, both parties are very determined to make something work. Very determined and very focused on making something happen. Now, the Nine of Wands is a very defensive energy here. So this indicates that this person probably is very exhausted with working very hard and pushing forward, right? It's like they've been beaten up, slapped around, all kinds of craziness, right? Because they're wearing a bandage on their head. Right? They're wounded in some way, but they are still focused on trying to get to the end, right? This is a card that indicates here that this person honestly could be very close to giving up, but at the same time, right? The advice for this card is to keep pushing through, keep going. You have a little bit left to go. The Nine of Wands, it's the last card before you can get to the ending of a cycle, to get to the ending, to get to what you've been trying to get to at the end of the day, right? And it's almost like keep moving forward, keep going. You have one more lap left, right? That's the Nine of Wands. This person here has got the Eight of Pentacles. So really this person could be very focused on something, very focused on working very diligently, working very hard, living in the moment, but focusing absolutely on what they can do in the moment. That's the thing. So with that being said, right, with all this work in progress being made, you know, the stress can definitely arise, but it maybe not so much for this individual, right? But we can always kind of tell when we go ahead and look at the internal energies. Nine of Swords is really just focusing on, you know, what's to come, what may happen. It's really doubts, anxieties, things like that, stress over something that, you know, it's potentially something in regards to turnout, because what he's doing right now is covering his face and not seeing what's in front of him. We're not seeing that what really matters is that he really needs to just get some rest, to do the best he can, rather than worrying about what may and may not happen. So let's go ahead and take a look at the internal energies here. Okay, let's look at the internal energies for each person. Four of Swords. Okay, so this person internally is honestly, it's looking like this person is ready to take a rest here, or they're looking within themselves. They're taking some time to really kind of reflect. I don't think there's a break here, though. It's very interesting how this works out, because the Nine of Wands doesn't, you know, talks about constant effort, right? This talks about, you know, pushing through to the end, right? Still, you know, this person is very defensive, and it's potentially because they're taking time to reflect within themselves, right? This person may be taking a break or stepping back or stepping away from something, or, you know, but this emotional state, it's on a pause. It's like it's under reevaluation, it seems like. All right, let's take a look at the energies here with the Eight of Pentacles. Very interesting energies, very opposing usually, like I said. Three of Swords. So this person's very focused on what the old issues may be. They're focused on maybe either fixing them, pulling out the Three Swords, but they're fixated. The fixation is what's hurting them, right? This is what's hurting them. Some old issues. They're working through them, right? I feel like this Eight of Pentacles person is definitely working through them, but it still hurts. When you pull out swords that have been there for a while, it's not going to be painless. So let's see where this leads for the relationship itself internally. Page of Swords. Okay, so internally, it's almost like this, like the people in the relationship here are focusing on what the truth is, or some harsh words that may have been said, but the harsh, brutal truth about something that could be stressing these people out, or stressing either one of you guys out, right? As far as the Page of Swords go, this is blunt truth, absolute clear communication, right? And I don't think this is being sneaky, right? Because typically it can mean that. But I do get this feeling that there is some harsh truth that is being said, or just, you know, internally in the relationship, there's some blunt truth of what's going on. Really clear what's happening. Either there's clear communication that what's happening, what's going on, but there's some clear, direct truth that's happening here. Jeez. Let's take a look at the external energies, guys. See what can I see with that? External energies for each section. External energies for each section here. External energies for each section. The Two of Pentacles. Very interesting. Let me see what the rest of them say. External energies for the Eight of Pentacles person. Okay. The King of Wands. Wow. Okay, and the relationship itself. Let's see what that shows. Temperance. Okay. Very interesting. It's almost like this relationship is, I mean, the communication is internal, so it may not necessarily be that there's a lot of communication between the two people. Right? Internally, there is not really a lot of communication. It could just be that each individual person has their own truth. And honestly, truth either about themselves and truth about the situation, about the relationship itself. But then there's a lot of waiting externally for this relationship. Okay? A lot of waiting, a lot of patience that's going into it. Each individual person is dealing with their own stuff, going through their own madness, and they're having to find harmony, or they're at least trying to balance some things going on. I feel like externally, the relationship isn't very, you know, externally the relationship is trying to gain balance or some harmony, but internally you see that these two could be very, you know, they you know, this is not really a balanced situation. Nine of Swords doesn't show that there's balance, but honestly the Nine of Wands doesn't even show balance here. It's honestly, it's just kind of like pushing through to the end. They're feeling exhausted but pushing through. And the Two of Pentacles for them is weighing the pros and cons. So yeah, there's some contemplation going on. Like this person is still thinking about what truly has value for them. They're not really sure of which, you know, which option means the most to them, right? What is the value out of either of these options? This person still doesn't know. And I feel like it's exhausting to kind of keep juggling these, you know, these pentacles around when they don't really have much of an idea of what they're even wanting out of either one of these. I don't think they're juggling two people. All right, I don't see this as a third party situation. Okay, even though you do have the Three of Swords here and then the two of Pentacles, I don't think that this person is juggling anybody. All right, but I do get this feeling though. It's that this person is just not sure of where to go. They have a lot of contemplation to do, a lot of thinking to do, rather. Especially regarding where their, you know, where their heart really lies, what they, you know, where their values are, right, or what they feel is valuable, right. And I think the Nine of Wands is very interesting. It's like they're exhausted. What are they not giving up on? In a way, because it's like, if you don't really know what you want, why are you holding on? If you're holding on to something, if you're not holding on to something, what are you giving up? Like, it's very interesting with this Nine of Wands. It's like, it's ultimately, I just feel like this person's just really tired of having to kind of be in the situation where they're defensive and they're, you know, having to put up these walls, right? Or they feel like they have to put up these walls so that way they have time to contemplate what they, you know, contemplate what they're wanting out of a relationship, what is truly what they're looking for, if it's a relationship at all. This person over here is like working very, very hard and very focused on old issues within themselves. Because this is not a third situation. This is, you know, old pains, old issues, and it has to do with the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is I feel like, because it's about confidence with the King of Wands. So the thing here is, it's like, I feel like this has a lot to do with confidence, in my opinion. Externally, this is the King of Wands. Someone that's confident, is able to, you know, do whatever they want to do, go away where their heart's desire is, has no problem executing certain things, because this person doesn't see any they don't believe in obstacles. But I feel like this person is working through these old issues in regards to being the King of Wands or dealing with the King of Wands. So be dealing with somebody that they know is very outgoing, and someone that's very passionate, someone that has a very high and a very powerful drive, right? That's, you know, this could be that they're working through old issues regarding somebody, you know, that's, you know, very authentic. But it could be that this person's trying to be more authentic to themselves, but that's the hard part, right? Maybe they had some old issues, or they had some pains regarding being themselves, or they have been rejected before, and that's why now they're working very hard to be truly themselves. It could, honestly, I feel like it has a lot more to do with confidence, in my opinion. But this person has a lot to do with truly actually figuring out what they want, so that way they don't maybe have to stay in this position where they're constantly having to be defensive for, you know, for X amount of reasons, putting up walls because they don't necessarily know what they want to do. But either way, these are just stressful energies, and it has to do with harmony and balance, and it has to do with what their truth is, what truly makes, you know, what's their truth, what makes sense to them, what makes sense to both parties. Because I think this person is still reevaluating what it is that they want. Okay? This person's still figuring out what it is that they want. And it can be really exhausting, right? It could be like, ugh. Especially if this person's been here for a while and it looks like they have. They've been in a situation where they have been. And I feel like they don't know yet because, I don't know, maybe it's very weird. It's almost like it's gonna have to come to them in a way, because the Temperance energy is about patience and balance and moderation and all things. Tender love and caringness, right? Maybe this person is working like a dog and they're not taking breaks. Maybe this person internally is trying to look within themselves and trying to heal, but they're distracting themselves instead of looking at what their needs are, which is causing them to be very exhausted in the first place. So there's a lot of stuff that revolves around each individual person focusing on themselves, building and making harmonious, you know, stuff going, you know, being very harmonious in their own way, by still being true to themselves, okay, and really kind of hashing out and cutting away the doubts, the stress, the anxieties that's going on. Okay, guys. All right, air signs, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.